Hey,
everybody.
Hi, everyone. Say hello. I have a baby. I don't know whose it is. We just
Wow,
grabbed
you
it.
can't say that.
He
You're not
is
saying
kidding.
it at all.
Hang up the
Jesus.
phone. DFAX does not need to be called.
This is
Hey,
legitimately my
defects, that's
child.
legitimately like maybe an FBI call.
Hey, remember episode 6 of the G.O.A.T.S campaign?
Yeah, no, my wife is just doing things right now, so I'm having to hold the kid for a minute. Ain't that right, baby girl? You gonna wave at everybody? You gonna wave again? She's waving. You just can't see her hands like down. There you go. A wave. Say hi, everyone.
Oh my god, that is so cute. Hi.
Cool, sweet. So she's gonna hang out with us for a minute. Welcome back, everyone who is watching. And I gotta make sure I let my wife know that we're streaming right now, so she doesn't
come in
walk
naked.
in. Right? We'll get so many views, and then we'll get canceled.
Yeah, we'll get
It's gonna our views are gonna shoot way up, and then it's gonna shut us off.
I don't know what happened. They just shut us down.
Right? My wife's wearing a nude colored outfit. Come on, guys! Jeez.
It's totally
Anyway.
body paint. It's just body painted that look that
The
way.
deep fake.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We could just start a new channel called Battle Die or Cry, right?
Yeah, there you go. Cool. Welcome back, everybody who's watching. Thank you for joining us this evening. Going to have another D&D session brought to you by Battle Cry or Die. What? Super excited. We are
You
still.
just say what after that.
No,
I don't want anyone to think that's a normal thing.
Hey,
Oh, it's
there
working.
it is.
Here. It works.
Yay!
It's just
What
broken
happened?
on this one.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Ricard. Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Oh,
Do not
Wait,
know
can you-
why.
can you switch? Can you copy it and then switch it over?
That's a good. Well, see, I have to change everything again, and that just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you drag your Kilgore image into your Ricard picture and then make it above all of the background? Whatever.
Yeah, you should be able
I
to
don't
do
know.
that.
Should be able to hide the Ricard.
Yeah.
Anyways, so welcome back, everybody who's watching. Let's go to the comment section, see if anybody has commented or anything.
We got Mike saying, hey.
Well, hi, Mike. How's it going?
What's going on,
Well,
Mike?
So this episode is brought to you by nothing because we have no sponsors. But if you would like to sponsor us, you're absolutely welcome to do so. We are in the market for that. So, and that would be super awesome. Here's more waving from the child.
Right.
This is not something that happens often.
Yes.
Yes.
We do respect child labor laws.
Yes.
She is union.
She put her in some green paint.
She's getting at least a minimum wage.
There you go.
So that's super cool. Yeah, there she goes.
Just have to sit there and make almost as much money as me. It's sad. Yeah, okay.
Pay the baby to be on the show. It's like pay the baby $10 an hour.
Even if you get sponsored, we would just follows. Follows would be great.
Yeah.
While he's gone, I'm gonna go grab dinner.
And when the kid doesn't come back
Great
with him, no one gets scared.
Oh yeah. I think should I just get my coffee now? Should we just?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
if our friend is watching, I bought this today specifically for this, just so you know.
We do have 4 viewers right now, so he's probably in.
Are we doing show and tell? Is this
No, it's one of our coworkers is supposedly watching, and he asked me earlier. We didn't ask why I bought it. He kind of knows I bought this, but
So
Okay. Look.
Hey, we had to step away. Ooh.
For when COVID finally stops.
nice. What is that one?
This is the D&D Dungeon Master Screen Wilderness Kit.
Wilderness Kit.
Comes with a Dungeon Master screen that is specified for wilderness adventures.
Okay.
5 dry erase sheets featuring hex maps.
Nice.
Food and water tracker. Rules and quick reference, including wilderness chases, journeys, and actions you take in combat. 27 cards that allow you to track conditions, initiative, and environmental effects, and a box to hold the cards.
Nice. And where did you purchase it from?
This came from Books A Million, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon, if you really want it. It's about the price of a normal DM screen, but it comes with a whole bunch of extra stuff, so it's a couple of bucks more. But I love DM screens, personally.
Right.
And my dream screen would be one of the nice wood ones, that you can change out sheets in and have initiative tracker at the top, all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
I love those things.
I would love to have one.
I was gonna say, I don't know why, but I just imagine like Kilgore's or Kage, whatever you want to be called right now. Just his whole room is like covered in like DM screens, so it looks like a whole bunch of like DM screens stacked up on each other. So
in 3.5, okay, so 5th edition. This is off topic. I know we're supposed to be playing D&D. 5th edition, 3.5 had the best DM screens. They had all the information you needed to have at your fingertips. In 5th edition, I've been disappointed.
Yeah, it's kind of lacking.
Yeah.
Mike said he did that in my living room.
yes, I did. I have a table. Yeah, it's a thing. Just room. I need a table for just the DM screens. It's a thing. I run 2 at least.
So.
Oh, the hat's on.
There we go.
I'm using my earbuds tonight because I've never worn. I bought the hat specifically to wear while we're playing, and have never worn the hat. And I'm so bummed. So I'm wearing these crappy earbuds that I got out of an airplane flight.
Mike says, LMAO. I have a very similar hat.
Oh, nice. Good. We're gonna start a club. It's gonna be awesome. So I need a cloak to go with it. I was thinking about buying one of those bathrobes that has the stars on it, just so it like doubles. So I won't just wear it, on occasion. I'll wear it all the time. But then I'll probably never wear pants.
Yeah, when you get home, your pants will just come off.
Yes.
And you'll be in that robe constantly.
Yeah.
Like it's not even Friday and you're walking around in the robe.
Right. So cool.
That is a danger, Mike says.
Right. It's okay. That's how we live. We live dangerously.
Oh, he has a Link bathrobe. I'm not jealous. No. I'm not.
He also has several Link swords.
Oh, nice.
Master swords. Yeah.
He probably has 182 of them.
You shouldn't mention this because Ron's gonna come to your house and steal them.
Look, I'm not a thief. All right.
You're a ginger though, so you can't trust you.
And you don't have a soul.
Wow.
I just want to throw a disclaimer out there. We, as Rattle Cry or Die, don't subscribe to those beliefs.
Speak for yourself.
Each of the players has their own individual opinion, and those opinions belong to those players solely. So I just want you guys just throwing that out there in case there are any ginger watchers who are becoming offended.
Unless you're a female, and then if you're a ginger female, according to Ron, you're crazy.
What are you talking about? I love
this is what he said. So do I. We're in the same boat there, Van, but Ron apparently said just stay away from them because they're crazy.
Oh.
He has a list.
It's a case basis.
No, man, we're not talking about that.
he's like, oh, no, I don't know a single one. I don't know a single one that's not crazy.
Dang.
Yeah, he's so mad at me. He's like, why are you saying this, man? You're gonna get me so much
No,
trouble.
man. No, you're good. You do you.
Except for that one, right,
Like, even his cousin, he was like, yeah.
I'm trying to save him. Dang it! Be quiet. I'm trying to and go. No. He wasn't talking about you. You're the one that's not crazy. God dang it!
Just so you know, all female redheads, I'm a fan of yours.
Yes.
As opposed to.
Anyway, so yeah, like we're Dungeon, the girl with her face messed up. What's up?
All right. So last time we were playing, which by the way, we're not getting back to the Dawncasters just yet. So we're still going to be going through this other.
Who are those guys?
Who's the what?
Everybody that's watching now has long forgotten them.
We just started watching. It's like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
right.
Talking about Ricard, the mass murderer, and
right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. Cool.
Rolling the whore.
Yes.
He's not using that in the metaphorical sense.
Just because you want to start your own brothel, you got to make money somehow in life.
It's a male brothel. Just reminded everyone.
It's a male brothel.
Why does it have to be a male? See, Ricard still
does.
doesn't.
A niche.
But it's okay.
A niche market. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it can be mixed.
Learn more about rolling every
Yeah,
time.
then you got to worry about it gets messy when you put both. Co-ed. There's plenty of all female brothels in town. I'm just trying to get my little neck of the woods, mark my little bitty territory there.
Not in the town we're in. Not in the town we live
Please
in.
no.
No, it's in Waterdeep. We're doing it in Waterdeep.
Yeah, do it there.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, if we ever get back to Waterdeep.
You're gonna get all kinds of clientele in Waterdeep.
Oh Jesus! Okay, so back to the current session.
Yeah. So we're still going through the G.O.A.T.S portion of this campaign or whatever. The Guild of Acquisitions and Tactical Support. For those of you that don't know or had not seen an episode up until now, so that's super cool, and it's super fun. We're having a really good time. So after having flown into this particular city on an airship, this is really getting on my nerves. By the way, the little stringy thing hanging down underneath my chin. I feel like
you try
I should be wearing a cowboy hat.
We are so off track.
You can run it behind you. If it's long enough to go behind your back.
Is the mic right there? Is the mic using that mic or using your webcam mic?
Webcam mic.
Okay, yeah. I would just throw it back behind you.
If it was long enough, I would do that.
Oh.
See what I am going to do. I'm going to do this right here. Pretend like I'm in high school.
Yeah.
Nathan, feel you.
Oh, they're too short for that too.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna end up strangling himself.
Yep. And like halfway through the session, he's just gonna rip him off and just flip out and fall out of his chair.
I feel like he's gonna turn like really hard to the left.
Yo, fuck this hat.
Oh, hey, hun. Yeah, I'll get the baby. Go to stand up and just wank.
Right.
Oh, no.
Right. Ron just hits the be right back screen immediately.
Yeah.
Hey, what you eating there, buddy?
After a while, he takes a sip.
What is that? Is that pizza? What is that?
Oh.
It's a
hamburger.
Dude, I'm having like the most delicious meal ever, and I get to play Dungeons and Dragons, and let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than that.
If we were playing,
there's probably something else. Never mind. I'm going to stop right there because
Lord,
conversation.
That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, no one knows
what are we talking about?
Desk. I never want to know what's going on under the desk. I didn't ask.
Oh yeah, we're on the same page now. Okay.
I was just about to be like, no, babe, you can slow down a little bit. It's okay.
Mike says, I don't know.
Play the game. Just change the tag to just chatting at this point.
Yeah.
God.
Well, like, hey, what's that noise? Oh, sorry, guys. It was her head.
It's like, yeah, we're kind of playing D&D.
Right.
Hey, I haven't seen your girlfriend in a while there, Avery. Oh yeah, I haven't seen her in a while either. Only seen the top of her head.
All right, so
so
I'm sorry.
game and stuff. So
game.
derailed.
While we're here,
There were no rails from the get-go. That's fine.
Oh
We're
god.
sandboxing it tonight. That's cool.
yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah. So after our party having flown into this city from their guild via airship, landing and making contact with the king, finding out that there are some manipulators that had taken over and kind of taken control of the circumstances in the city and begun to help or began to funnel money out of the city as well as people. There are some disappearances that have gone on. 23 people specifically, which you guys as a party have now received and collaborated in retrieving information about the list of people that have gone missing, essentially from the city. So, after having gathered this list and everything, you guys made your way back into this mine shaft that you guys had visited briefly before, but had returned to. Um, so, traveling down through this mine shaft or whatever, you go into an opening, and the first major opening is like this big cavern, whatever, that's been dug out. And it's kind of like a dome shape, right, with a little bit of concave flooring where it's been dug out or whatever, and it's 50 feet high at the highest peak of it. And in the center of this, there's a large stone that contains some ore vein. That has some particular magical properties to it uh, that you guys have since acquired a small piece or two of, and had after that traveled down through in following Herrick, who disappeared around the opposite side of the cavern into another seemingly shaft or tunnel. That is naturally occurring, at least from what you guys can tell. Um, so after following that, uh, for some distance, it opened out into a much larger cavern. Now the larger cavern on the other side of this tunnel, still being varying heights between 5.5 and 7.5 feet high. You guys found that there were 7 different outcroppings that kind of secede from this cavern in different directions. And in one of those, there was a screaming that you guys had heard. So after hastily traveling through to that kind of outcropping, you found that there was a little bit of a drop down, like a little 15-foot, maybe 20-foot divot that sat at the base of this opening. The opening being at the top of this little kind of hole type area that traveled upward. Now, given the angles and everything, it was, it's hard to see up into the hole to see where it leads to, but you do know that it leads upwards. In the bottom of this hole that you guys had found at this one little outcropping, there was a female, a fairly young female, seemingly in her teens, mid-teens, maybe somewhere around there, whose legs were broken after a presumed fall into this pit of centipedes, right? Swarms of centipedes. After retrieving her from the swarms of centipedes and dispatching of them, you guys had proceeded to provide her with some healing, some various forms of healing. And so that's kind of where we left off last time. So With that being said, there were some.
Do you think I used detect thoughts on her?
Yes.
As the last, yeah.
Yes, you did.
Is she still panicking?
She is.
I'm going to try to get her to stabilize her breathing. Jesus. So already rolling real
Yeah.
good tonight.
Right.
So I'm going to try to get her to calm down and, like, you know, get her to, like, control her breath a little bit.
Okay.
Am I rolling, like, persuasion to get her to, like, listen to me, or I'm not sure what that is?
So what we'll do, roll. You can roll a persuasion check, but also accompanied by that, or instead of persuasion, let's see. Let me look here. For this kind of roll,
So I'm really just trying to get her to calm down and follow my instructions, but I'm not sure if that's
right? Yeah, I guess go ahead and do a persuasion check for that.
guidance.
I guess that kind of fits into that.
Oh, 17.
I really don't know what other.
21.
Well, that's not bad. So yeah, she is panicking. Which, by the way, Apora, as you look into her thoughts, you do see like the surface thoughts are a pretty big jumbled mess, a jumbled mess of many things. And so the thoughts that she's having right now are ones of like, pain, the pain that she's experienced or is experiencing, the fear of who you guys are, not exactly, there's a severe amount of confusion there. Okay.
She can't deal with it.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, so one of the issues with the earbuds, right, is I'm hearing myself inside my head worse than I normally would, right? And it's very distracting. Okay, that's so much better. Poor hat. I feel bad for the hat. I'm gonna get like a mannequin and put it behind me and put the various hats that I would like to wear on the mannequin. Okay. So it's this jumbled kind of mess of like confusion about what's going on with like the pain. She basically wants the pain to end. She's afraid that she's gonna die.
I'll
so
try
go
to go deeper.
Okay. Right. So there's a specific way to do that.
Is this all instantaneous or is there time passing?
No, this is all pretty much happening all at once.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
So
gonna
Victor
go
is
out.
like there trying to calm her down while Apora is digging into her thoughts.
Could I, while they're all doing that, could I do a perception check to see if all the noise we just made has alerted if there's anything else in any of the tunnels echoing around? Is that okay,
Sure.
DM?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw another cure wounds on her.
Okay.
Wait, is she still visibly like hurt? Like
Yes.
as far like okay.
Yeah, like her legs are broken, which some of the healing that you guys have administered seems to have helped to reduce the bites that are all over her body at this current point or whatever. So also, Victor, while you're there, make an investigation check as you're kind of like looking at her, trying to calm her down or whatever. You're right there.
Guidance.
And I got a 23 perception as well.
A 10.
Just for the record. Oof.
Okay, so she has a significant amount of bruising, and it seems like she's got some previously existing injuries, some cuts that are in the process of healing, things like that. So you take note of those things as well.
So like
Question before any more spells are cast. I'm sorry for interrupting.
no.
I thought we set and fixed her broken legs because I helped
You did
Yeah.
set them. So I thought
did
those were
set
Wait,
fixed.
they're not. Are they?
You healed as I was setting the bones. I rolled
Yeah.
crazy good medicine.
Yeah.
Right. You did set them. I remember. Yeah. So they are much better off. They're in the correct positioning at the very least.
Okay.
So to whether or not to be able to assess the state of the actual bone structures inside the legs post setting and casting of healing would be a little more difficult or whatever. But they are definitely in better positioning because you set the crap out of them.
I did. I think. Yeah, it
I'm
was
gonna
like a crazy.
cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3d8. Is that right? Okay.
And I'm gonna try to jumble her thoughts by asking what happened to you and why are you here?
3d8.
Okay.
17 total.
Okay, very good. So you see some of the welts from the bites and such kind of begin to reduce. The swelling starts to go down a little bit, which you begin to tell or whatever that she is. It did seem as if she was having some sort of allergic reaction also. And so there's some swelling in her face that's beginning to go down as well.
Okay.
Okay, so Apora, as you're digging, you're thinking the surface level thoughts, and the surface level thoughts are those of confusion and the pain that she's experiencing or whatever. As you begin to dig, let's see. So you feel this. You get the sense of this looming despair, as if she's afraid things aren't going to get any better. A sense of hopelessness. This sense of like she wants to die, kind of deal. So
is she saying anything yet, DM, to what he asked her?
So with the persuasion check, which Victor, you're trying to get her to calm down and everything. And your persuasion was a 17. So she.
What was it? 21.
Oh, right, 21 because of the guidance.
Yeah.
So with a 21 or whatever, where she was at first in a position of like hysterical, like crying, sobbing, and everything, it goes from that to just like some slow sobbing, not quite so much. It's like she's starting to come down out of her hysteria or whatever. So Apora, what was your question?
Why are you here and what happened to you? As far as like the previous scarring and injuries.
And when he says that, I'd like to add in, what's your name?
Okay.
Quickly.
Maybe
Okay,
not
so
many questions, and
so she's like sobbing or whatever, and as you continue to probe through her mind or whatever, let's see. So one of the things that you feel, one of the thoughts kind of permeating herself is this strong desire to see her family again, but the hopelessness that she's never going to. And so that's kind of some of the sensation, or some of the mentality that you get, some of the in-depth feelings or whatever that you get. So she's kind of beginning to, like, her sobbing is slowing or whatever, but she's beginning to kind of glance at you guys. She's looking back and forth. You know, her eyes seem to be adjusting a bit to the flickering light in this portion of cave or whatever, and she's trying to make out what all's going on, and beginning to take you guys in a bit or whatever. She still seems very reserved, but she's not necessarily like drawing in and away from you guys. It's almost like she's at a place of just accepting whatever fate has for her at this point. She's just basically kind of in a state of like having given up. So she says, through her sobbing, she kind of lets out that she doesn't know. It's almost hard to understand, you know. So it's like a sobbing speech type. So she's like, she says, I want to see what.
Okay.
You know, so she's kind of sobbing this out. Let me look up real quick.
Also, did that 23 perception of mine tell me if I hear any other noises?
Okay, so you do hear some sounds. They are very, very faint. Nothing seems to be approaching you. The sounds that you hear seem to be kind of traveling down from the hole that is above this space that you guys had pulled her out of.
Okay.
So it's almost like a chute, or like a chute that kind of, you know, drops down. It's 3 foot in diameter, so it's not a very large hole. You know, it's something fairly small. It seems to be carved out in some manner. Now, as you're looking, Kilgore, and kind of listening or whatever, one of the things that you note is this chute is definitely not a naturally occurring thing. It's not an opening that was there before. And as you're looking at it, the walls of it are much smoother than the rest of the area surrounding you guys, almost as if the chute was carved magically. So, and you do hear some sounds coming from it, some sounds kind of emitting or whatever. There's a lot of rustling, but it's very, very, very faint. And then you hear some clatter.
I'm just going to I'm going to grab the girl up and tell everyone that we need to get out of here now and get her safe.
Okay.
Kilgore reaches for the girl and picks her up.
I'm gonna hold on. Don't
We have to go. Something's coming down the tunnel. And I'm just going to start running. So unless you can stop me.
I'm just trying to make sure, is she okay with him just grabbing her? Or is she gonna freak out? I don't know. She doesn't know who we are.
I'm doing it.
So
okay,
I'm
trying
going to say,
get a semblance of trust here, and you're just doing something. Okay.
So she's still sobbing, right? And she
maybe tell her.
She's kind of like she's like,
I have no idea what you're saying.
Wow. You went too high pitch.
Your sobbing is being muted by your mic.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Before she starts, I'm picking her up and I'm going. So
okay.
Can I roll a persuasion on her and tell her we're going to get you somewhere safe?
So it's not necessary. She's basically just accepting whatever's happening. Like she's not fighting. She's not. It's like a willful submission. Like if she's about to die, she doesn't care.
Okay.
Okay. Are we
Go
going
ahead,
back
Victor.
to the town? Is that what your plan is?
Not
back to
taking
town.
her forward. Yes. Is a
Okay.
very simple answer.
Okay.
Okay.
So Apora, roll an insight check real quick.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Kane, you can roll a perception check also.
It's a
Hey,
17.
But where are you standing? Where are you standing in conjunction with everybody? So, like at the top, it's like one of the outcroppings or whatever. I kind of want to save this map because I feel like you guys are going to be revisiting this. So I'm going to make another map here.
Matching rolls.
Yeah, I also got a 17.
Okay. So like this outcropping or whatever, it's not quite as deep as some of the other 6 outcroppings that you guys had found or whatever that go off in various directions, and you noted various things. Like this one is about 40 feet in, maybe 45 feet in from the cavern. That's like 5 to 7 feet high, in varying heights or whatever. And so now it's fairly wide. It's about 10 foot wide in here, maybe 11 foot wide, give or take, or whatever. The ceiling of it is still fairly low, but it does raise up a little bit. So it's closer on the 8 or 9 foot height in this portion. And so it's fairly wide. But Kane, where would you be standing in relation to everybody else?
Close to Kilgore.
Okay. So wow. So Apori got a 17 on insight, and Kane got a 17 in perception. So Kilgore's, you're like scooping her up or whatever. She doesn't like reach up and cling to you or anything, but she doesn't fight you either.
Okay.
So you scoop her up. So Kane, the last thing that she says to you or whatever, as you're watching her sobbing through, you see her kind of mouthing, and it's a little easier to tell from her mouthing than it is from the actual verbal communication that she's attempting because of her sobs. That she says what her name is, but it's hard to see the enunciation of her name. So you get something that is like it's like an RAN something.
See, the only one that
Some kind of rang something.
heard that?
I imagine so. Well, everybody kind of hears her sobbing it out, but the fact that he's picking up that she's telling her name is more from him watching her speak than it is from the actual sound, from the audible component of her.
Okay.
Of her speech or whatever. So it just comes out like some gibberish type sobbing type or whatever. Cool. So Kilgore, you scoop her up or whatever, and you begin to run. So Kane, as Kilgore is turning to begin to run, you hear a growing thud that seems to be coming from the chute.
All right, I think I would investigate that.
Okay. So you walk up to like the edge of this opening where this hole is, right? And the hole is a fairly, again, it's a fairly decent size. So it's about 15, 20 feet down. And then the chute is like 6-7 feet up from where you're standing. And then it's like 2.5, 3 foot in diameter. So as you're looking upwards, you see for just a flash, just like a split second, a glint of light, and then pitch blackness, as if something has covered the hole or closed the hole or whatever. But as you're looking, you kind of look up or whatever into the hole. As you're looking up into the hole, you take note that it does appear something is sliding down the hole.
Okay. And so, like, if it came out fully, it would just drop.
Right into the 15 to 20 foot hole there in front of you.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure, if something does drop, that I'm out of the way.
Okay.
Do we see Kane go back over to the hole?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I go over there and try to see what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
walk over there too. Is making a make a perception check also if you'd like.
Okay.
So Kilgore, you have scooped her up and you are taking off.
18.
So you very quickly. Go ahead.
Quick question: how far is the entrance to this?
It's about
portion?
45 feet. It's about
45 feet away.
feet.
All right, so if I get to that entrance, I'm gonna look back and see if everybody else is coming. Right.
Okay. All right.
Before I continue on.
Sure thing. And Apora, what about you? How are you reacting in this? You're muted.
I guess if I saw Kilgore take her up, I'd probably be following her since I have the spell on her.
Okay. Yeah, so as Kilgore is scooping her up, that's when you see her mouth her name. Okay.
And I did as I scooped her up, like as I went to go for her, said that I hear something coming down the tunnel above.
Yes. And that's what would prompt Kane to
got to get somewhere safe.
Right.
All that good stuff. Or get her somewhere safe.
Okay, so Kane and Victor, you guys are kind of standing down there at the end.
I'm assuming it's possibly another person. If I wrote an 18, I'm not sure if that means anything, but if I
so as you're looking or whatever and listening, so it's pretty dark, but you definitely see that there's something closing the distance in the chute from you guys, or from the opening of the chute and where it is. That distance is shortening.
Is there any noise coming from the thing?
There is. So what was a thudding before, the thudding has reduced significantly, but now there is a scraping sound. The scraping of something against the walls.
Maybe like a chute where they drop down supplies.
Could be.
To a centipede hole.
Drop supplies or anything. Could drop anything.
I mean, this.
You know what? You can make a. If you wanted to, let's see.
Did Kilgore tell us about the hole-looking man-made? Would he have told us that?
I didn't have time to. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's only said that something was coming and that he was going to take off.
The way is shut. It was made by those who.
So make a nature check.
Who? Me?
Kane.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what, Victor? You can also make the nature check as well.
Got a 18 on that one.
Just not gonna get that.
Okay. So Kane, as you guys are both kind of standing there, whatever, trying to check out, or whatever, the thing that you're beginning to hear, like the as the thudding reduces and the other sounds become a little bit more clear, what you're hearing is indicative of claws against stone.
So my sword's coming out now. Echo is gonna be probably. Actually, no. I'm gonna summon the echo. In the chute.
Like in the opening of the chute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't fly, can it?
I can summon it anywhere. It doesn't have. It's an object technically. So I can summon it upside down. I did look this up. I'm not just talking out my ass. Like,
You could summon it just like in the middle of the air, and it'll just
Yeah.
persist.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It doesn't have any kind of.
Until it takes damage.
Yeah. It only has 1 HP. So.
Okay.
And how wide is the chute?
3 foot.
3 foot? Okay.
Yeah. 3 foot in diameter.
As it's coming down, we're like, Kana, if this is a enemy, just be ready to strike.
It will be dealt with accordingly.
It should hit my echo first. And then we'll know what its intentions are, I guess.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Oh, surely I would have had that. So you definitely hear some rustling. You definitely hear some. Okay. So, as you guys are standing there, suddenly this figure does immediately slams through your shade, and
Doesn't have
it
to roll for
disappears.
attack.
I mean, if you summon it in the opening, this thing is completely filling the opening.
Yeah, my echo takes up space. So I mean, I'm saying if it had
No,
to roll
I'm
to
talking
hit it.
about the thing that's falling through the opening.
Yeah,
Would
no, I'm
hit it
saying.
automatically.
Oh, it automatically hits.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in the way, this thing is falling.
Because it's falling.
Yeah, it's falling
Okay.
through.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's like a.
Maybe when he summoned it, his sword is just like.
Yeah, so it immediately disappears.
Okay.
Right off the bat.
I'm gonna resummon it.
What falls out? So you guys go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. I didn't know you were going to say that, but I did say I was going to resummon it. Do I resummon it before initiative or after?
Let's see what your initiative roll is.
Oh, well.
If it's high, then I'll let you summon it before.
Is that all of us?
Yeah. If it's low, yeah, everybody go ahead and roll initiative so we can just keep track of location.
Not one.
Jeez. Why is this not
19.14?
Hold on one second. It's not letting me go back to that.
Oh.
I'll get you.
I missed my
I'm gonna refresh. Hold on.
my sentinel shield.
Okay. All right, I need to move us over real quick. Yeah, man, we still need some music. Can we look up some uncopyrighted battle music real quick?
So the issue is
on YouTube.
There is, but I don't know how we can all hear it.
So 20?
Through my microphone?
You roll twice. Don't you have
Yeah, I do. A 20 and an 18. I have a fucking 2.
So do I.
I can do it in voice meter.
I'm gonna get shafted in the next fight.
Let me roll for. Okay.
Oh, it's 2 rolls. Interesting.
It might get advantage.
Banana.
What you guys roll?
Banana.
Here's some royalty free, but it's only 2 minutes.
Put it on a loop.
So it could. Here's like a playlist, a royalty-free boss fight playlist. That doesn't look. Oh, it says no copyright. If we play this, are we gonna get shut down?
No, we wouldn't get shut down on the stream. Wouldn't get shut down. It would just be if we put on YouTube.
Gotcha.
Potentially, but
advertising.
No, I mean we could
take a
get hit with a
screenshot.
DMCA.
Just take a screenshot.
There we go. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, but not really.
How about now?
It's not coming through
Not
consistently.
consistently.
It's not.
Oh,
Because your mic auto cut is
Yeah,
set to
the
auto
noise.
detect.
Okay.
We can figure out a way to do it through technology eventually. Voice
Technically,
meter, we
if
might be able
you
to
get
do it.
access to the actual files, you can just drop them into Roll20.
Right. Yeah. I'd have to look and see if the files are available. I'm gonna do that. Sorry, guys. Failure on my part. Okay. So first, what you see is this. In the light that's flickering, because like Kane or Victor, do one of you guys have a torch, or do y'all have dark vision? Or
I have dark vision,
Kane, what about you?
I actually don't have dark vision.
and I should also have my sword out at this
So
point.
when Kilgore runs away, because Kilgore, you had the lantern lit.
Yeah,
When
so it'll be low light to 60 feet. So
Right. So Kane, when you run away, whatever, it starts getting visibly darker in here. So
I also had my sword out. I mean,
you did have your sword out.
It does glow, yeah.
Didn't light it yet. I didn't say I lit it, but I
Didn't
would
light it
assume
yet.
I would have. But I don't know if that's something you want to.
Let me see. What was your initiative roll?
It was a 20.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, so you can lit your sword and recast your dude guy.
Okay.
Recast your dude guy.
He would just be.
Okay.
I guess
So I'm gonna
next to
draw.
me. Unless
I'm gonna draw some
layout.
stiffs.
no
I'm
boy.
gonna draw a shape. All right, so it's about 10 feet, maybe 11 feet wide, right? So it's about like that. So that's going to be the hole right there. Are we on the right screen here? We are. And then it's about 45 feet down. So I'm just going to freehand. So don't make fun unless you want disadvantage. Just kidding. 5, 10. Okay. Yeah, so there's like the opening to it's like right here. And then it kind of cuts out. And I don't have an eraser, I don't think. Bum. That's okay. So let me drop you guys in and then give you control of yourselves, because was that what you were, Kane, was that what you were using for you? That's not what you were using for you.
Mm-mm. It was I think you got the.
Yeah, I'm just about to copy and paste.
The cyanide, I think, is what you had for him.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, what?
Uh-oh.
I can copy you guys' tokens over, and it maintains the control of the tokens and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as it's attached to the character sheet.
Right.
We've been playing for like almost 3 years on Roll20.
I know.
Still finding out new stuff.
Right. The only problem is having to run over. So that should be.
Yeah, you can make it where the health is connected to it, to the character sheet and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
Nice. We gotta do that. Really need to put some more time into this. Raise our production value some.
Probably just like work on some of our weakest points. Now, I feel like there's a lot of stuff in Roll20 we could take advantage of.
Right.
Like
Okay.
for one, Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
I won't take up too much time.
Okay, so Kilgore, you're down. You've made it down to the end. Napor, you're with him, or whatever. And so you guys hear this very loud thud, and then immediately a roar that comes from the other end of the thing. Now, what happens? Kane and Kilgore, or Victor, sorry, in front of you guys, standing as you guys are looking at this hole, which is going to be right. Was it Control or Alt? I don't remember. Yeah, right there. Right. So it kind of drops down into this space. I can't believe that is not a token in one of the assets that we have. Stupid. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. And I could swear, did we not get the Stinking Monsters manual in this as well?
I thought we did. Is that not one of the things
Yeah.
in that bundle?
Yeah, it
Also
was.
got
It was. Yeah.
foes and
I mean, I would
Maybe
ask
I
what the
just didn't
picture
add
is,
it or whatever.
but I don't want to.
Maybe I didn't just add it. I just didn't add it.
now we go back to pen and paper.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
When you search for whatever the creature is, does it not show up
It
in
does
the
not.
compendium at all?
Oh, I don't know about in the compendium. Oh, yeah. You know what? It might. Let me. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Whoop. I grab the token here. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
There we go. There we go.
This.
I can't see what the hell this is. What am I not seeing? You guys
So-
saying this?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Goofy looking.
Oh,
So the first one falls out.
the first one.
Oh, cool.
Into the base below you guys. The second one manages to stop itself. So it has jammed its claws into either wall. And now it's a very tight squeeze. So the first one comes out pretty easily because of how fast it's traveling. Which, by the way, I make a roll real quick. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Oh, I meant to open up Advanced Dice Roller. And then okay. Okay, so the first one hits the ground with a very large thud, and there is like the cracking sounds of bone or whatever. And there are roars. What you're looking at are pretty small, essentially the same size as you guys. You guys would recognize these immediately as wormlings, and there are two of them that have appeared. So,
do they have wings?
They do.
Okay.
They have wings.
All right, but that one fell into the actual pit?
Yes, and it hit the bottom of the pit pretty hard. So it is a loud boom, and then dust and everything kind of shoots up on either side or whatever. So we got some initiative rolls here. Oh yeah, let's see. Okay.
We're gonna give you up.
Cool.
Never gonna let you down.
All right. So Victor, you're up first.
So do I even see the one that's in the pit? I just saw it falling in the pit, but do I actually see it right now?
You saw it fall into the pit. So I mean, it's not a difficult thing to see or whatever. It's pretty tall. It's just
How deep is the pit?
skinny. 15 feet.
So it's taller than 15 feet?
No. You can see the top of his head. You're like looking down into the pit, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, at the angle.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. The top of his head. I'm gonna stop. Let's see. What do I want to do? I can see both of them technically. I can see the one that's in the chute and the one that's actually.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the one that's in the chute, it's holding itself there in the chute, and it's staring at you guys. Both of them.
Okay.
Insert music that doesn't cut out.
Okay. So, let's see.
Man, if I could pick this music on guitar and make it sound epic and awesome, I would totally do it.
So I guess is it within? Oh, we're at the edge of the pit right now. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So is it within 10 feet of me?
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna cast. Well, okay. First thing.
What you say?
Okay. I mean, it's a bit distracting. So my echo would have been like in the general vicinity of the pit, like when they came down. I don't know. I guess like right there.
Sure.
So I guess hovering over it or behind it or whatever. And I'll cast. Let's see. Bonus action. It is a bonus action. Okay. I will cast Spirit Shroud. That. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'm gonna attack through the echo 3 times at the one that's in the pit. So there's 3 straight rolls with my flame tongue here. It's 22 hit.
It does.
Okay. And that. And I think that's already set on there. Let me see. All right, I messed around with some of these macros on here, so I'm just trying to make sure I got everything set right. Because it should roll everything correctly. So, okay, yeah. So, what's that? 11, 18 on the first hit.
Nice.
Plus a D8.
Okay. Yeah, roll your 1d8 too for the. So you
1. It's a 19.
You move your hand around a little bit, and you say your semantic verbal, whatever it is, and then these dark shadows, the shadows seem to begin to move around you, and the shadows become more seem to take dimension within the space, the spaces around you or whatever. So as you reach forward and slash to attack the first wormling, you see that these other shadows kind of mimic also, and they all kind of.
Okay. So it's first hit.
Okay.
17 hit.
17 does not.
Okay. And third, 25.
25 does.
Okay, so then it's 14.
Plus 16. Your D8.
Yeah. And let's see. Okay, so that's 20 total.
Okay.
And I'll stay where I am. And yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I guess I'll shout back to Poor and Kilgore that there's two. You said wormlings.
Yes.
So we've got wormlings here. I hope they hear me. It's only 45 feet back, right? I
Right.
don't know if you can even see them.
Well, your voice kind of like echoes down too,
Yeah.
but also the roaring of the two wormlings kind of echoes down too.
Gotcha.
So Kilgore, you're up. You're next.
Okay. So
Oh, I should say that the damage from that was, I got to pick a type. I'll just say necrotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to what is it going to cost me to put her down, or like what's the fastest way I can remove her from my hands
You just drop her.
without harming?
I'd give you a free action to drop her if you wanted to.
Okay. Well,
if you wanted to set her down, I'd say you could use a bonus action.
all right. I'll do that then, because I'll just like as I turn to pivot to run back, I'll just kind of crouch a little bit and try and place her, let her go.
Sure.
Can I free action? Tell her to
Yes.
stay back.
Absolutely.
And hide and stay back and hide. Keep safe. And then I'm just gonna full sprint back over that way.
Okay.
So speed is 40, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
They're standing at the edge. They would be like right there.
So they're there. So 40, so I'm right behind them.
Okay.
And so I didn't need to dash, so I still have my action.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the pit there, that's what, 15, was it 15 feet down? So it's like there's nothing within melee range of me.
Right.
So can I see the one poking out of the tunnel
Yes.
above the hole?
You can, yes.
All right. Then let's see. 1 second. Let me check something. I already used that. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna just I'll just throw my hammer at it.
Okay.
So 13.
Does not hit.
So it just like strikes the stone next to it, doing nothing, and flies back to my hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right. So next is going to be them. Okay. Can you guys give me just a second? I hear my wife about to go to bed. So actually, if you guys want, we could take a quick snack/bathroom break. I know we kind of started late or whatever, but this probably wouldn't be a bad idea since I'm getting up anyways.
All right.
So I'll go say goodnight to my wife, get snacks and drinks, and we will reconvene momentarily.
Okay.
So sweet. All right, guys, we will be right back to see what these things can do.
Oh boy.
All right. Going to the be right back screen.
Are we good? Let me know when we're good.
We're good.
Cool. We're back, everyone, after grabbing a small snack or whatever. So for those of you with misophonia, I apologize for my eating. Or I apologize for my eating.
No, you have to apologize. The audience has to apologize for your eating.
Sorry,
Everyone in the audience in the comments, go ahead and say you're sorry for David's eating.
You need
And
to
everything.
apologize for them apologizing for your eating.
So I counterspelled his counterspell with a counterspell. Heard you say
Okay.
counterspell with your counterspell. So put some counterspells in your. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. All right, so it's their turn.
Cool.
Or one of their turns, anyways.
Mhm.
So the one that's hanging out of the little chute that's there, it's going to look at you guys, and it begins. Let's see. It begins growling, and it takes a deep breath, and then shoots in a 5-foot line, or a 5-foot wide line for 30 feet.
Wait a minute. Yay.
So let's see. I'm trying to decide which side it's going to shoot down. I'm going to roll a die. 1 and 2 is the left. 3 and 4 is the right.
Because nobody's hit it yet, have we?
No.
Yeah. So
1 and 2 is the left side. 3 and 4 is the right side. All right. So Victor, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
You're blind. You're muted.
Well, I was asking who's left and who's right. I was.
it's Victor. Yeah. It was.
Yeah, Victor's on the right hand side, and
I
Kane
was
and
saying the
Kogor
drag,
on the left.
the Warnlings, right? It's like, oh yeah. All right. Yes, I was trying to figure out. Okay, so I'm rolling.
Okay, so 1 and 2 is from my left to right, and then 3 and 4 are gonna. No, go ahead. Yeah.
Dex save.
Dex save. Yeah.
There you go.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. So you save. So you take 10 lightning damage as this beam of light.
Those are all
across.
D10s. Oh my god. David's rolls.
You said 10 damage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What's the I gotta do a concentration check on that, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, if you're holding a spell.
15?
That'll barely do it.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the first one. I need to grab a pencil real quick. A pencil. Okay. I got my pencil. Oh, stupid.
DM, I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
how high off the ground is that hole?
7 feet.
7 feet.
7 feet.
7 feet. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
is this a tunnel that I'm having to crouch in then?
No. So the tunnel itself is so like the wall that is behind at the back of this little space, this little drop down or whatever, it kind of curves up and towards the ceiling. So the ceiling itself is like 8 to 9 feet high, varying.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you,
So the
sir.
bottom of the chute is just a very, very slightly angled.
And this is coming out of the wall
It's
or the
coming
ceiling?
down. It's like the corner where the wall and the ceiling meet, but where is a corner, it's not really a corner, it's like a curve.
Gotcha.
And so it's coming out of the curve.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Just clarifying.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. Okay, so next in initiative order, we have Kane. I'm giving it to Kane
Excellent.
because you crit failed.
No, that's fine.
All right. In this case, so it's right in front of me, right? Like it's in hitting range. It's not like below me or above me, right?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean the one that's in front of you is like below you, but it's close enough that you can melee that.
Did they have different? I'm sorry. Did they have different initiatives?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm gonna booming blade the sword that I have. Or I'm sorry, I have a hammer. What am I thinking?
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'll just cast that. That way you guys get the description of it. Wait, it doesn't give you the description? That's weird. Huh. Well, anyway, it basically just shoots out like this huge
Concussive wave.
Yeah, concussive wave of force, and it's considered to be thunder damage. But yeah, I actually have to hit it. I don't know why it just only showed the damage. That's weird. But I'm gonna go ahead and just make the attack though.
Okay.
Yeah. Does a 27 hit it?
It does.
Okay. So if it moves willingly over 5 feet, if it basically if it moves to any other square, then it just takes an extra 1d8 thunder damage, and then the spell ends. Since we're at 11th level, apparently it's 3d8. But
it should take 2d8 additional from the hit.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. An additional 2d8 from the hit. So I'll do the damage for the normal Warhammer, and then I'll do the other damage.
Okay.
12 plus 2d8, which is it's 19? A total of 19 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna move, and as a free action, I'm just gonna be like, Kilgore, this is more suited for you. I'm gonna move. And so yeah.
Wait.
I was just saying. I was looking at the roll. I'm like, why'd you roll twice on the hammer? As it threw me off.
I don't know why it did that. I think it's because I hit the damage on the character sheet, so it like automatically wanted to do the hit too or something. Because I'm pretty sure that first roll that you see.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's so weird.
Yeah, that's
so D20. when you click booming blade, it actually rolls your 3d8 damage.
Yeah.
So that's your damage.
That's really good on a 3d8.
Wouldn't that be the damage if he moves?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But then the damage from the hit, he hasn't rolled that yet. That's some crazy.
See.
Because the 2d8,
There's the
yeah.
damage. Okay,
There
we
it
actually get to
is.
hit it in the chat. Okay, we just haven't been in combat in like
Yeah.
for melee and stuff in a long time. I'm so used to just being like, oh yeah, lightning bolt. That's just gonna be like 40,000 damage. All right. Okay, so the actual total. I'm sorry, the actual total is 21, but 7 of that is thunder. I don't know if they're resistant to it or not, but
Well, if our
Okay.
characters, your character might, if he recognized them as a specific type of dragon.
Oh yeah, do we know what color they are? Will we be able to see what color they are?
yes,
Yes, they're
if we
what?
just had the color at this level. They're blue, you said?
Yeah, and they shot at Victor,
Oh,
so
okay.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did shoot me with
They
lightning.
shot a huge lightning bolt out too, which is a giveaway.
Yeah.
Barely missed my groin there.
Pretty sure they're not resistant to thunder, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Cool. So that's Kane's go. Then is going to be the other, which I need to calculate or something real quick.
Just say
I'm
craculate.
rolling that once.
Yeah.
On initiative. Oh.
That is always rough.
I rolled nat 20 and I couldn't do anything last time.
Since these are basically like babies, are they just like cat-sized dragons?
They are the size of you guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Excuse me. Man, this does the math for me, and I don't have to. Oh, that's so nice. It's something else I learned about Roll20 that I can do.
Oh, you can put the HP on the tokens?
Yes. And then, but not just that. That's been a thing I've known for a while. You can actually type in the math on the HP on the tokens,
Yeah,
and it does the math for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't have to think as much, which is really nice. Okay. So the second one is standing there, right in front of you. Let's see.
I mean, it's 15 feet down the hole, right? It's not like right in front of us.
Right. Well, he's standing at the bottom of the hole, which is 15 feet. So he's basically he's standing. He's basically like 7 feet up or 8 feet up from the base of the hole or whatever. But what he is going to do is bat his wings and to come up that distance to close it so that he is in front of you guys.
That's 17 damage.
Yes. So he bats his wings, he comes up to be in front of you guys or whatever, and then shoots, also breathes and shoots.
I'm going to take an opportunity attack on him with my echo.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I got to give you an echo. Hang on a second. Let me see. I wonder if I can also copy this from the other map.
27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And
where would your echo be?
it was
You should
behind
still
it.
have-
It would have been like behind. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 2, 11, 15. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so as it begins to fly up or whatever, you see your echo lash out against it, and it drops. It hits the ground.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, so Apora, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to shoot 3 shots in the one that's above.
Yeah, go for it.
Wow. Wow.
Oh god.
Wow.
Well, you got 1 hit.
Yeah.
You got
Hey,
1 hit.
you know what? Just out of pure spite, I'm
For
gonna
that
turn.
For the
Yeah.
first shot, though, roll a D100 for me.
Oh shit! Sorry, guys.
It's gonna be. It should be Kane, right? Kane's the one's gonna eat that, right?
47.
Okay, that's not bad. So you guys are standing there, or whatever, in combat with this.
So on that one, I 21 and a 14.
One of the arrows comes flying through, like just between y'all's shoulders as y'all are standing there, and it clatters against the wall on the far side.
Just want everybody to know that I have a plus 11 to attack. So just out of pure spite, on the one I hit with, I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna do my damage. Let's see. So the damage is 15 piercing.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. 15 piercing, and then I'm gonna use it as an arcane shot because I can do it whenever I choose to, if it hits. And I'm gonna turn it into a shadow arrow. All right. So pretty much what it does an extra 2d6 psychic damage, and it must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be unable to see further than 5 feet away at the start of my next turn.
Okay.
All right, so 2d6.
Here go these typical DM rolls.
Hey, I feel you tonight. I feel you tonight. All right, and it does 7 psychic damage.
Nice.
Beautiful.
In addition to its 15 piercing damage.
Right. And now it can't see more than 5 feet away.
Cool. It's too bad that didn't say causes blindness.
Yeah. It doesn't. Oh man.
It's technically not blind.
But like, would we get a advantage since it can't see more than 5 feet away with range?
No. I don't think so.
Well, you know what? Because I rolled a nat 1, I'm gonna action surge.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my god!
Hey man. Sometimes
I rolled a 4, a 5, and a 12.
Oh Jesus.
This is crazy.
Hey,
Alright,
you got another hit, bro.
14
Yeah, you did get another hit.
piercing. Cool. Yeah, I'm so happy right now.
I mean, you're talking to the DM, okay? The DM that always...
No. This is a plus 11.
Oh Jesus.
The DM don't get plus 11.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's what I'm
plus whatever I
saying.
want.
Okay, that's true. All right. Well, I did damage.
Okay, cool. No, don't cheat. I don't cheat. Okay, so we're back at the top of the round here. After you shoot your arrows flying through the air, causing that you hit the wormling, it roars in protest of your attacking it.
2 out of
And
6 shots.
we're back at the top of the round with Victor again.
Okay, I'm gonna
So it's your go, sir.
just move my echo right in front of this.
Okay.
I can't believe
Uh,
Action, sirs. Tink, 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 tink.
that.
yeah, I'm gonna do Hexblade's Curse because fuck it, why not? I'm gonna regret that later probably. All right. Do I have that? It says a macro. I do. Ooh, okay. And all right. It's 3 attacks. 7. I'm just gonna roll those now. Ooh, that missed. And 17. Hey, look, we're in the same boat. So.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll that pretty little percentile die for me.
Do I roll the first hit first, and then I roll that?
I mean, it won't matter, but yeah, you can do it that way if you want.
Yeah. Just in case my sword suddenly breaks, I want to at least get that first hit in. So. Okay, yeah, so edit the +4. Okay. So that's
24?
Yeah. And
All right.
And the D8.
Yep. And your D8.
30. And let's see.
All right. So you swing Flame Tongue. Well, what is it called? Your Shade? It's not Shade. I keep thinking Shade for some reason, and then I
Echo.
lose
It's fine.
Echo, and I lose what the actual word is every time. So your Echo swings and hits this wormling that's in the opening. It unleashes this incredibly loud roar that begins to gurgle as the Flame Tongue bites in and cauterizes the wound across the throat of this wormling. And he falls to the ground out of it's like a slow fall at first, it's like, because it's the hole is pretty tight, right? So it's like slowly coming out at first, right? And it roars and like the head falls limp and everything. And then finally it kind of like plops out into the base of this.
Centipede pit.
Yes.
At least that's something to eat now.
They're all dead.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Congratulations, you guys. Killed 2 wormlings. And you guys are now out of initiative. Da, 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 da.
Cool. I'm gonna go over and...
There's more where that came from. And
You guys did so good.
We'll go over and angrily pick up all my arrows.
I'm just gonna get the
Okay.
fuck out of there. Go out of there.
All of your arrows are down in the centipede pit.
I'll fly.
Oh man.
Okay.
Are you that?
He's pissed.
That's for her.
So, man.
How can you get those back that bad, man?
Roll a percentile die for me.
Oh, cool.
Oh man. You think you're picking up an arrow. Really, it's just a really long centipede.
Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. So you find all your, we'll say all but one. You find all but one of your arrows. Or you find all the arrows, but one of them is cracked. It cracked on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Wah, wah.
Now he's really pissed.
He like picks up a broken arrow, and he's like, "Damn it!"
That's poor man.
I'm gonna go back and pick up the girl.
Okay.
How's she doing? She freaking out?
Yeah, she seems frightened. But her sobbing has stopped. And she's in a state of, she's in a state of less like sadness and sorrowfulness and a little more anxiety. So she's a little more nervous. She's a little more anxious when you guys approach her or whatever. She seems a little more skittish, though she still seems to be accepting of the circumstances or situation just out of like submission or whatever. But she is a lot more composed than she was. She's doing that little lip thing that, people do after they've been crying for a while, so she's like,
Okay, I'm gonna try to calm her down again, if
Okay.
possible. Guidance
Yeah, sure.
22
And
on that.
and as I pick her up and he's kind of shh, calm down. I'll
24.
where are you from and what is your name?
And she says that her name is Ranger, and she's from the city.
Her name is Ranger.
Yes.
Like the class. Just making sure I'm just
Yes.
spelling this correct. Okay.
Yes.
Is it on our list?
Yes. It is on your list. You guys immediately recognize that as being one of the names on your list.
Oh, wow.
What happened? We are taking you back to the city to get help.
So as you guys are traveling, and we'll answer some of your specific questions and things like that as you guys have or whatever. We'll play out those exchanges or whatever. But just for the sense of time's sake, right? We'll just say that you guys are headed back through into the cavern, right, and back out up the mine shaft or whatever. Go ahead, Apora.
Just one more thing. Before I left, I wanted to try to carve some stuff out of the...
Got you. Okay. So make an investigation check, Apora, as you're checking the wormlings and everything. Okay, so she begins to kind of explain to you guys some of a little bit of what's going on. And the first thing that she says is, "You guys aren't taking me back to the village, are you? Please don't, blah, blah, blah." She says that if they found out, they would kill her. The intent was for her to die.
Who? If who finds out?
The villagers or the dragon. She says that the villagers that were there said she had expended her usefulness and so disposed of her, but not before torturing her in the dragon's presence for his pleasure, essentially.
That's pretty fucked up.
And I tell her, no, we're taking you to the lower city.
And she, when you tell her that, she begins to sob again. She just starts crying again. But this time,
tears.
Right, this time it's out of like relief that maybe finally this is over. Okay, so Apora, as you're looking through whatever, one of the things that you note about these particular wormlings is one very specific difference. And there is hanging that it's kind of like this it's wrapped around their wings, and then down around in front of what would be like the wormling's chest or whatever, there is this iron plating. It's almost iron plating as if it's interesting. It's iron plating armor, essentially. So these wormlings are wearing this plated armor. As you're looking the armor over, each of them is inlaid with one of the stones of the similar mineral that you guys had seen that was being dug from that large boulder in the center of the cavern.
I immediately cover them up.
Okay.
Because you said they're known for scrying.
No. That was the amulets that you guys pulled from the
assassins.
Yes.
Or whoever. Yeah.
The assassins. So what I'm referring to is in the cavern there was the mineral.
Oh.
Right. So that mineral, the one that enhances elemental effects.
I'll try to bag those.
They are both wearing some like plate armor. Now it's fairly large, because it's on wormlings or whatever, and it's oddly shaped or whatever.
If
So
they
did
haven't
you?
gone too far away, I would call Kilgore over with his bag, or Victor with his bag. Whoever has a bag.
Okay, yeah, and essentially, they've
back,
all
I
been
guess.
We'll
inside.
come back. Yeah.
Sure thing. Um,
I was not aware that dragons could wear armor.
This
Outta
is crafted for them.
Is this something we would have ever heard of before, DM?
it is something that is not usual. This is a very unusual occurrence. It is not something that's completely unheard of, but it is incredibly unusual. So it's essentially the gist that you guys get is it is plate armor that's been crafted specifically for these wormlings, but it has been inlaid with these stones to enhance their elemental abilities. Or at least that's the gist you get.
So
Very strange.
this armor is too big to fit in the bag of holding opening,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's big.
I'll offer to maybe drag it out.
Can the
I
girl
should
walk?
be able to do that.
DM? Is she
Yeah,
able
I was
to
gonna
walk?
ask, can she walk?
Or can I assist her in walking out?
You can assist her in walking.
I'll do
Yeah.
that, and you can.
I'll grab the other one.
Yeah, I can. I should be able to carry both of them
Oh, okay.
without a problem. DM, how much do they weigh?
They're at least 50 pounds apiece.
Okay, my
Nice
carry
armor.
weight is one size larger than my physical size,
Okay.
so I
Yeah,
shouldn't
you're
have
fine.
a problem with carrying both of them in one hand
Right.
easily. Like I'll just grab them by whatever straps they use and just hoist them up and go, okay. And I'll help. Porter, you're helping her. Who's helping her along? I'll add.
That's Victor.
I'll help as well.
Okay.
Make sure she doesn't fall, all that good stuff, and get out of this. Get her
Kane,
out
what
of here.
about you? Kane, what about you? What are you doing?
In this case, I'm gonna look up the shaft again and just be watching it.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we can agree that's the next direction.
I got a 9 on that one.
You hear a roar
Oh.
that echoes down the shaft. However, as you're looking up the shaft or whatever, it does not appear that anything else is coming down the shaft. At least for as far as you can see. There doesn't appear to be
Men,
anything else coming down the shaft.
do we believe that this might be our only way out, or do we have another choice?
We can technically go back, but I think that's where we have to go next for sure.
Yes, we just need to get
Quick
a
question to the
ranger.
girl. Where
Check
does
out
that
the
shaft actually lead to?
I'm gonna get on my broom when he says that and just fly up it.
Oh, please. Oh, Kane, this
But I'm not gonna fly all the way out. I'm not gonna fly all the way out.
What's her answer, DM? Did she quick answer?
So, what she says is that is an outcropping inside of a cave that lies at the base of the Blue Dragon's lair.
Yeah, let's not go that way.
She explains to you guys this. She explains that the villagers who are serving the Blue Dragon, which she says that there have been talks that some of the villagers are not for the dragon, that they're too afraid to revolutionize and they can't get away from the situation, but the entire village has been subjugated, essentially. There are those within the village that want to fight or want to revolutionize, but can't do so safely as long as the dragon is present.
Follow-up question. Were you kidnapped? Were these people kidnapped, or did they go up there willingly?
She says the village has been there. She was kidnapped.
Okay.
She says Um, so, and this is all in and along the process of you guys making your way back out.
Okay.
So Kane, it's a pretty tight squeeze to fit your broom and yourself because it's only like 3 foot in diameter, right?
I guess it'll just be vertical.
Right. So you'd have to be holding onto your broom pretty tightly and going pretty slowly. Now the rest of you guys,
carefully.
Would you guys wait on Kane to come back down,
If I
or
thought
would you guys be making your way back out?
there's a dragon possibly up there, like a full adult dragon up there, I'd probably make a couple of steps back, but then also like wait for him to come back and be like taking a little long there, maybe maybe speed it up.
Yeah, he's having to go fairly slow because he's having to
Jesus.
hold his broom vertical and maintain his body vertical. All right. So as you're going, you note that it's a pretty good ways up. In fact, it's somewhere in the realm of like 80 feet. And so it's taken you a while. So as you guys are standing down at the base in this little tunnel area or whatever, making your way back, or if you guys are going to wait on Kane to get back, he's taking a little while. He's taking a
If
little
he's
while.
taking a long time, I wouldn't continue waiting on him.
Okay.
Kane, we're leaving.
I'll stay with Kane.
We're leaving.
Victor, how loud are you going to yell this?
I'll
Are you gonna like scream it? Or are you gonna like?
Victor wouldn't scream.
Okay.
He'd say he'd hope that his echo would carry it up enough, But before I left that spot,
Literally,
right, we were over by the. I'm not even sure we were.
Okay.
You know what? I guess I get halfway up there and I remember I don't have dark vision anyway, so I may as well.
Oh yeah, you don't. Jesus.
Yeah, the further you go away from the light, the darker it gets. That's for sure.
I mean, I remember you saying that there was like a glimmer of light up there, but then it disappeared. So I was curious about that.
Yeah. So the closer you get to the opening, you do see that there's light at the top of the opening, but you can't see anything between yourself and the light up at the top.
Oh, I would totally keep going.
Okay.
I'll wait for Kane at the bottom. You guys take her to safety.
Or just collect his body if he, doesn't make it back in one piece. We'll deal with it later. Just walk away.
Okay. So Apora and Kilgore, the information that you guys get, she explains to you guys that what she was thrown down is basically their trash hole. Anybody who they're done with, they want to dispose of, they throw it down into that hole. Sometimes they burn the body first, sometimes, but in any case, that is their human disposal unit, basically. So she explains that the hole opens out into the cavern, and that cavern is one single large, incredibly large cavern that stretches from an opening in the mountainside all the way back into the depths of the mountain or whatever. And this chute is somewhere in the middle of in the middle between the opening and where the dragon normally resides. She says that the dragon isn't alone, that there were dragon eggs that have begun hatching. And so she says that there are a number of wormlings that exist. She tells you guys that the villagers have been conscripted essentially, or subjugated or whatever, and enslaved, and have been forced to essentially smith or whatever any of these items that the dragon is telling them to smith. And she says sometimes there are people that come in to the village that are not from around here that are bringing items.
What are what she's referring to? Does she have a description of any of them? Is there any similarity between them?
So what she says is the only thing that she's noted in similarities is typically with whatever group is coming into the village that doesn't preside there. There are at least one or two that are wearing some sort of violet robing.
I don't know.
Can I do a history, some sort of check on that?
Yeah, you can do a history check.
Would it be history? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that too, just to.
Okay. So Kane, it takes you a while, and the further that you go up, the further, that the more visible that light becomes. So make a stealth check for me.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
How's your stealth, buddy?
You're not wearing plate, are you?
Very...
Or chain?
Shut up. He's flying. Shut up.
Are you wearing plate armor?
Oh my god.
Matter.
Oh.
Thanks, support. Thanks so much, bro.
Dude, it's.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. So, as you get closer and closer to the top or whatever, you note that there seems to be like this flickering / glinting type light or whatever. So you see the opening, and as you're looking at the opening at the top of this chute, you're looking straight up or whatever. It gets fairly bright. All of the light shining in is like of some sort of orange or red tinted light. Do you want to proceed to the opening, or?
Yeah, I mean, do I notice that I'd make some stupid noise, like my hammer hits the wall or something?
So given how tight the chute is, there are a couple of times that along your travel, your hammer scrapes on the wall, or maybe a piece of armor or something scrapes along the wall, and you're like, oh, damn it.
In that case, did we hear the wormlings make any sort of like audible from their voice box, make any noises or anything like that while we were down there?
Just roaring, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did. You heard roaring.
So, I mean, in that case, I'll minor illusion the same sound as if the fight is still going on.
Okay.
Just take one hand off the broom.
Oh, shit.
So do two things for me. Make a strength check. And then make a performance check.
Maybe a strength saving throw? No, I'm just... I don't think I even get anything for it.
So strength check, but do a deception check.
Oh,
I guess if a minor illusion is magical,
Right.
you wouldn't necessarily need a deception check. Scratch that. Don't do the deception check.
Okay, cool. But do you still want me to make strength to maintain control of the broom or something?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're letting go with one hand so you can cast minor illusion, you're holding your entire body up to a flying broom with one hand.
Could that be an athletics?
Actually,
I'm
because that's literally like climbing a rope. You're just holding. That's a fair point.
I am trying to help him, DM. I don't know that it would really help him a whole lot, but I am.
Oh, it would.
It's your call, but
even though I had said strength already, I'll let you do an athletics.
It's a +9.
He
That's because
rolled
I'm
two.
proficient. I'm proficient with athletics, and
Nice.
he's got a pretty good strength.
Also, if
you-
a 4 hears it, he's gonna fly up.
You do manage to
I mean, it's just forearm strength. It's
Yeah.
like-
so Apora,
Can a pork
the
fly up there if it's a 3-foot space with his wingspan?
right, I was gonna say
He's probably gonna attempt to climb.
the space is too tight for your wings just to flap.
Right.
You can't fly in this space. Okay, so you're gonna make a climbing. There's
Yeah.
not a climbing check, so it's gonna be an athletics again, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Kilgore, do you think they're dead back there?
Honestly, if they're stupid enough to climb up that hole and pop out,
17.
it's
I'm worried about Kane now
it's their
because I heard the
fault,
roar.
Victor.
Okay. So the 17 will get you to the hole. So I need you to make another check, but with disadvantage, because the chute itself is smooth stone because it's been magically cut out instead of. So there aren't really any handholds or anything. This is like you applying pressure to either side, shimmying up. There's
This is
nothing to
like
grab onto.
smooth marble.
I've seen this on Ultimate Ninja Warrior. You're like this in the
Yeah.
hole, like.
Yeah.
The Matrix when they're behind the wall,
Yes.
hiding from the agents.
Yeah.
Look. Holy
8.
shit. Yeah, I wonder what Herrick's doing right now.
So your talons, you kind of push
I'm
to
not
the
used to
inside.
this
And
climbing thing.
you kind of like start to get your feet up into the hole or whatever, and you got to brace your feet or whatever, and then you got to push your hands back out again after your feet have been braced. And as soon as you release with your hands to move them upwards, you slide back out and fall out of the hole.
All right. As soon as
The 25 feet to the floor.
as soon
make
as
it
it opens up, wide enough, I open the wings
Okay.
to brace.
Nice. So make a dexterity saving throw real quick.
16.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, so you managed to get your wings open to slow your descent enough.
Okay. All right, Kane, I
Okay.
can't make it up.
Are you yelling that up the chute?
Just because I'm worried, I would.
Okay.
Because I heard the roar.
Wait a minute, I do have dark vision. I'm a fool. It's because of my race.
So me and Kilgore
I knew
are
it.
back in town at this point.
You know how, like last time we were talking about it, and I was just like, I don't get it from my class or anything. Where would I get it from? And it's literally right on my character sheet because of my race. I don't know why I didn't put this together.
Man, Kilgore, we just, you want
So
to go get
dumb.
a drink at the bar or something?
Maybe we can take Ranger there.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
her something to eat and see if we can find this healing potion and hear the story of this dragon lair.
So while you guys are traveling or whatever, she begins to ask you guys questions.
Oh,
She asks you who you are, where you came from, why are you helping, things like that. Okay, so Kane, as you're making your way to the opening of this little chute or whatever, as you just barely pop your head out, what you see is a pretty extensive amount of stuff or whatever. Okay, so Kilgore also, Kilgore and Victor, Kilgore especially. This is something that being in some of your travels or whatever and studying through the various texts and things that are available as part of the guild. One of the things that you recall is violet robing being utilized for the not uniform per se, but as the representative colors of the dragon cult.
So maybe the link between there being dragons involved and somebody wanted them to bring them into the fold type of thing. It just all adds up to.
Yes.
I remember reading this one story about the hero and them fighting the dragon cult. They had the purple robes, just like that. Violet.
Okay,
Yes.
so Kane, make a perception check for me as you begin to poke your head out of the hole of this chute.
I was gonna say right before I poke my head out of the hole, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna cast guidance.
Okay.
So that way I
Yeah,
have
go
an
for
extra D4 for some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So perception plus a D4.
Okay.
Nice.
21.
Okay. So the cavern that this hole opens out into is vast. Where you sit, there is the stench of like rotting flesh, with the combination of rotting food, things of that nature. As you look immediately to your right and left, what you see is this chute is in the center of, or is surrounded by on either side, piles of discarded food scraps, meat, flesh. You even see a couple of body parts sticking out of the piles of this decomposition that's happening on either side. So as you're looking around, you see out past that. To the left, there is, the vast cavern extends to the left, and you see out in the distance, there is an opening in the mountainside. And so you see it's a good distance away, right? It's a pretty good distance away from you. As you look to the right, the cavern narrows ever so slightly, but you see beyond that narrowing that there is an expansion again, and it gets dark. But it also seems to curve and turn upwards.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
All right. If that's all I see, then
not quite.
okay.
So, as you're kind of looking through and everything, you see that there are a number of people who are all tied together, and their clothing is minimal. A lot of them have various injuries, an assortment of injuries of variations, and they're all working. So some of the things that you begin to hear are the sounds of smithing, hammer on anvil. You hear, the sounds of molten metal being poured. You hear the sounds of furnaces firing, things like that. It seems that there is like a full production going on here, almost. As you continue to look further off towards the right or whatever, you see a small pile of gold, and it's like an assortment of various like gold objects. There are a couple of like gold items that are used for decor or whatever. There are a number of gold coins there. Now it's a good ways down. You also note that there are at least two other wormlings kind of monitoring the area, scoping things out, making sure people are doing what they're doing, et cetera, et cetera. There is also one person who is standing, who is not tied. Standing seems to be monitoring all of the people there, and is holding various accoutrements of motivation to keep those people working. And every now and then you'll hear the crack of a whip, or him screaming at someone, and then you'll see him like punch someone in the back of the head or something. And so that's everything that you see.
Okay. All right. I will not do the evil thing and grab the gold.
So it's a good distance away from you, also.
Yeah.
So
How far are we talking?
Oh, Jesus.
it's at least 60.
I'm just curious.
It's like 50, 60 feet away.
Okay, cool.
So it would be
I was
something you would have to
Honestly, just curious. He would never go grab the gold.
like.
He's not evil like
Avery
that.
would.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could try if you wanted to. I don't care. That's fine with me. Yeah.
So in this case, I think I'm just gonna go relay that information to the folks down there.
Okay.
But just for a brief moment to let myself drop really fast, I'm gonna just like let the broom shut off. Just
So you're
drop
going full free fall?
up until I'm like 50 feet down. You said it was like 80 feet high, so
Is it a straight drop or is it slanted?
oh yeah, that's true.
It is nearly a straight drop. It is nearly like straight down.
Is it if it's nearly straight down or even at a slight angle? I mean, I could just like it's super smooth. I would just slide down and then turn the broom back on when I'm like 50 feet down,
Okay.
just so I could get to them quicker. I feel like
Okay.
he could just like get a really good grip, wrap my legs around the broom, squeeze my hands, just
Make a strength saving throw.
26.
Nice.
Wow. Nice.
Battle cry or die.
So you do. You let yourself go into free fall. You kind of graze against the wall as you begin to come down, and you note that there is a very slight slant in the
Mhm.
chute itself. And about 50 feet down, you say the activation word, and the broom comes to life and begins to fly. Now, it doesn't stop you immediately. You hold on to the broom. It slows you down significantly, almost as if you're on a hydraulic braking system or whatever. Kind of slows you down. It's almost like reaching the bottom of acrophobia. It's like, boom.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, that's cool.
So that's kind of what it's like. And it slows you down rapidly, but in such a way so as not to cause you damage. And you manage to hold on to your broom in spite of dropping at that rate or whatever. Now, you make a lot of noise coming down, hitting the wall, your hammer, your armor, whatever, scraping against the wall. There are a couple of sparks that shoot up or whatever. It is very loud.
Apora is definitely nervous.
But
worried about Kane.
You definitely make it down through. Apora, make a perception check. So Kilgore and Victor, by this time, you guys probably would have at least made it to the. So you don't. Apora doesn't note anything until Kane comes shooting out of the bottom of the chute, and then like slowing his descent so that like he very nearly hits the bottom but doesn't. He like catches himself just as he's coming out of the chute. So Victor and Kilgore, by this time you guys would have made it through the large cavern and had been working your way back up the mine shaft.
Mhm.
So so as you guys continue to interact with the girl, she mentions who her parents are, that they live in the city or whatever. She mentions the shop that they work in. It's this little like knick-knack shop or whatever, but they do take in trade goods, and that's a part of how they make their money or whatever is they bring in like whatever trade goods, depending on what merchants are coming through the city at the time. And
I'll tell her, I understand all this, but what we need to know, because we've told her who we are, and
sure.
I've probably started rambling off, as I was telling her who we are and where we're from. When Victor wasn't talking, started doing stories, as Kilgore tends to do. But we need to know details about that cavern. For example, who, how many other people are there that you know? Can you name them? Who's alive? Who's been killed? I know these are horrible things to remember, but we need this information so we can go back and save them.
So she mentions that at least three of the people from her village or from the city have been killed. She says that she knows that three of them have been killed. She says there's about 12 of them she has not seen in a while. She doesn't know if they've been killed or not. She says that in the village itself, she doesn't know how many people there are, but there were at least 30 or 35 people in the village when she last saw it. She said that there is a grouping of at least 20 people in the cavern. She said a lot of the people she doesn't know, and some of them have come from other cities, neighboring cities.
So to clarify, there's 30 to 35 people living in the village plus 20 in the cavern?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are way more people there than what was originally believed, or whatever.
Gotcha.
People in the cavern are the ones that were kidnapped, correct? Is that what we're to take from that?
The 20 in the cavern?
So she tells you guys that not everyone in the cavern is a slave. She says that some of the people in the cavern are there on their own will, of their own volition. And she mentions that the people that have been kidnapped have been separated, and they're keeping the numbers of kidnapped people that are together at a low percentage.
Now, I want to make sure we make it clear. So the 20 people in the cavern, that does not include the slaves and the captured. Yes?
She says that some of the 20 in the cavern are slaves and captured.
Okay.
I want to ask her how she feels about this whole situation.
She says she just wants to get home.
Huh.
She just wants to see her parents again. She didn't think she was ever going to see her parents again. She thought she was going to die in the bottom of that. In the bottom of that hole.
Okay. Victor, is there any other information you can think of that we need?
Moment.
I would like to know if she knows anything about patrol times and things like that.
Well,
As I say that, can I get her to offer any information about that type of thing? Like tactical information that we would want as far as, being able to glean some sort of tactical advantage from other than just numbers?
So what she says is there's typically a guard at night who sits in a watchtower that watches over the village. But she said that she heard he keeps getting in trouble for falling asleep. She says that they always have at least 2 guards at the base of that tower. She says that where they went into the cavern at is not where the dragon goes in and out at. She says that there is another spot higher up the mountain that the dragon actually goes in and out of. And she says that there are at least 3 baby dragons. She calls them baby dragons. At least 3 baby dragons that she's seen that kind of wander and are watching. She says, but she thinks that they all go to the sleep at the same time. She says, but it's not consistent. She says sometimes they sleep during the day, sometimes they sleep at night.
I kind of just nod as she's talking, trying to make as close a note as I can.
Sure.
As to not forget the details.
Okay. So, Kane, you come descending out of the bottom of the chute. Apora is standing there waiting on you. Now, Apora, what were you wanting to carve? You got the armor off of the 2 wyverns. Was there anything in additional that you wanted to carve off of them? I meant to ask you that earlier.
I guess while I'm, waiting for him, I'll carve out some, I don't know, teeth and scales or whatever I have time for.
Okay. Yeah, so you can make a let's see, either a nature or medicine check or a survival. Either do a survival check.
24.
Oh,
Give me
nice.
all the pieces.
So we'll say you managed, between the 2 of them, you managed to get 15 teeth. And 20 pounds of scale.
Cool.
So, Kane, you come shooting out, or not necessarily shooting out, but descending out at a fairly rapid rate, but you're slowing, right? And you slow just before you hit the ground. And Apora is there, and you see him working diligently, taking the last bits of what he's gathering of scales off of one of the 2 wyverns.
Okay. Well, Apora, it looks like everything that's going on up there is true. They have slaves, a couple more wormlings watching them. So, of course, as you could hear, I made a little bit of noise coming down the chute, but I wanted to get back to you all quickly. Maybe we should get out of this place.
I agree. So should we, I don't know, fly out of here as fast as we can?
Yeah, we need to find the entrance into that cavern because it leads out of the mountain, and then there's another little narrow way going into that cavern as well, where they have all the people.
Which way was it? Was it to the left or to the right of where you came out?
I believe to the left was where we could leave, or where we could enter from outside the mountain, and then to the right was the cavern. When I just went in, if you went into the chute straight the way that I'm looking right now, look right, and then it's there.
Right, totally got you. All right. Well, yeah, I say we get back to the guys first, and then see about finding that entrance.
So yeah, we'll go find them once he's done with his dragon skills and everything.
I'm thinking about just booking it, just full on flying.
Yeah, I've got a 50-foot flying speed on the broom too, so we can cut corners and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys will just make a dexterity check, just a general, or make an acrobatics, not a dexterity. Do an acrobatics check. And basically, what this is going to be for is to weave through.
I'm heavy, okay.
Tink.
So it takes Kane a little more time, but Apora, you notice that you gain some distance, and there are a couple of times when Kane takes a corner a little too quickly and almost runs into a stalagmite. And but he pulls up and manages to pull around them just in the nick of time, but it slows him down a lot.
Gotcha.
So, but you guys managed to cover the distance in a pretty decent amount of time. It doesn't take you too terribly long to get through the larger cavern into back into the tunnel that leads to the cavern that you guys were in, where the miners are. Now, Kilgore and Victor, you guys emerge from the shaft, the primary main shaft, where the railing, where the rail car stuff is, and manage to get the girl out of that into the recession in the side of the mountain base where the city begins, at the rear of the city. So the sun has set, so it's not entirely, it's not like, pitch black outside or anything like that, but it's definitely darker. It's definitely darker outside. And well, when I say darker, I don't mean it's darker than it was inside the cavern, but it is definitely dark out. But city lights have been lit. There are a couple of street lanterns that have been lit. Torches and sconces wherever they're posted, whatever they've all been lit. And the sun has set in the horizon, so the sky is this deep red color, and everything between you and it is silhouetted in shadow. So that's kind of the look that you see when you come out of the cavern this time around, or out of the mine shaft this time around. So you guys had mentioned the first intent to find a place to provide Ranger food and water.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well,
Well, how far? I'm assuming she knows where her family,
Right.
stays. I mean, is it like hours away, or is it just like it's in the city, right? So it would be the same.
Right.
There.
So if you walked for hours or whatever, you could make it to the edge of the city and then be out of the city, no problems. Because the city's fairly small.
yeah, but where her parents are in the side of the city. Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
How long would it take us to get back to the king's area, the king's mansion, castle?
It would probably be like a 20-minute walk from where you guys are.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just let her decide if she wants to go back to her. Does she want to get? I guess.
Well, she says she absolutely wants to head back to her parents. She says that you guys saved her. She's indebted to you. She says that if there's anything that she can do for you guys, to let her know.
I'm gonna ask her. Is she still
go ahead.
afraid? Like, are you still living with that fear right now?
She says, well, she knows what's been going on in the city, and she's pretty sure the king is being manipulated. She says she's talked to some of the other slaves that were there with her, and they had some additional information about that. And so she says that as long as that's the case, she's going to be in danger again, especially if they find out she escaped.
Okie dokie.
I'd ask her to tell us those details, those additional details.
Okay, so she goes on to tell you guys that some of the stuff that she learned was the reason that she was taken is the king was being manipulated. And because the king was being manipulated, he was overlooking certain details. He basically fired most of the city guard.
Mhm.
So there's only a handful of people left for the city guard, right? She expresses that, and she expresses that because of that, there are a lot more criminal related things that are going on underneath the city guard's nose because there's just not enough of them there to see or deal with it. Um, so she says that uh, she knows that there is another kidnapping that's planned within the next day or two. Um, she said that that's something that some of the slavers or some of the people who are watching over to make sure none of the captors run or the none of the captured will run. One of the things that they'll brag about is being able to get into the city and snatch somebody.
I'll ask her, how are they? Who kidnapped you, and how are they getting into the city?
So she says that there's a group of people. It's like a handful, basically. So it's not like a large group of people, but it's a handful of people. And she says that she was just walking home from having made a purchase. She says that she was purchasing like some pastries and some, like a bread loaf and some pastries for parents. Um, while while they were out doing their own tasks or whatever, and she was walking back home that day when this creepy looking guy began to follow her through the city. And as she was walking or whatever, she noted that uh, the creepy guy had gotten an accomplice. And then she mentions that there was somebody standing over next to an alleyway who distracted her. And she began to have a conversation with that person. And as they were distracting her, the two men from behind her came up and basically grabbed her. She said they took her, dragged her into the alley, and knocked her out. And then that's when she woke up in the camp, essentially, where the village is. Um, she
Can you
says that
give
she
any
doesn't.
can you give any details about how the men looked?
So she goes into the descriptions of the men. She mentions that they were all scruffy looking. One of them had a scar across his face. It looked like he had been slashed by something. Um,
DM, does any of this sound like somebody any of it sound familiar?
it doesn't, from what you from what you're recalling, it doesn't sound like anybody you've seen so far.
Okay.
Uh, you said it's getting late. Like it's getting.
Yes.
Okay.
Huh.
I'm gonna try to step away for a second with Kilgore and say I think we should let her go back to her parents. At least let them know that she's safe. Now, I would like to do it discreetly, given the fact that we don't exactly know who to trust in the city at the moment. Uh, Everything she's saying makes it seem as though more than just those 5 assassins we had dealt with. So,
I agree. I don't like the idea of sending her off on her own.
oh
Right
no,
now, she is the yes. I, ag- she is the only link we have.
yeah, I know. I'm hoping. So, what I was gonna do was gonna uh either I'm wearing a coat. I could give her my coat. I was gonna try to disguise her in some way, get her back
Okay.
into the city, get her to. I'm just telling Kilgore to
Mhm.
her
Okay.
parents, let them know that she's fine, and then effectively, like, if we need to take her to the mansion after that, or whatever we have to do in order to keep her safe over the course of the night, and then deal with this tomorrow, because I don't know if we're trying to do all this today. What was your thought process on that?
Man, you got hit pretty good in there, and you've used up some powerful spells. It looked like.
Yeah,
No telling what the state of Cain and Apura are going to be when they
oh,
come
they're
out of
probably
that.
dead.
Um,
The grass
the
would be
girl looks
tasty.
the girl looks at you guys and says that if y'all are willing to take her back to her parents, she's sure that her parents would offer you guys a place to stay.
So at that point, I'll just Kilgore will go into the story of how we have already usurped the people in directing the king in the shadows, and because I assume we've already told her what we're here for. She asked who we were, so I tell her, we've already usurped the people in the shadows here in the city. That the townspeople have given us a list name of people. She's on it, so on and so forth. And I think we should go to the king first. Have him notify your parents and come there. It's a controlled environment with focused security. What do you think, Victor?
I mean, sounds fine to me. How does she seem to take that?
So she says that's fine with her. She, at this point, she seems like she's getting very excited, and she mentions to you guys that um, she hopes that you guys would be willing to travel with her to go and retrieve her parents, and then come to the castle. Like, so essentially, she wants you guys to escort her and her family to the castle.
Again, I'm gonna just be talking mainly to Kilgore.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yes,
So
I'm sure we got names of everybody, so I'm sure we saw them at some point, more than likely. Maybe remember, maybe you don't, but very well. Yes, I'm okay with this. We can do that first.
I'm gonna give her my jacket, my coat.
okay,
You can wrap it around her however she needs to.
okay.
And then I'm gonna tell Kilgore to turn around for a second. Just turn around for a second, friend. Does he turn around?
No.
Can you please turn around? Just need to turn around for just a second. Trust me.
So Kane and Napora, at this point, like I'm not sure how far they would have made it from the entrance at this point, right? But if they had continued walking towards the castle or whatever, they'd be a little ways away. So Kane and Napora, you guys make it out of the entrance. Napora first, and then a few maybe 5 minutes after, Kane would make it out if you guys were still flying. So as you guys burst from the opening there,
Go straight for the castle. Yeah.
Okay. And Kane, what about you? You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, we can't.
I was on Aura.
I know you're
I
cutting
can
out.
see him. I don't know if I do. Really?
Yeah, we can't
Yeah, a little
understand you
bit.
with the. I can't anyway. Can anybody understand him?
I mean, it's a little hard to understand.
started
I think he said he was following Apora.
All right, it should be good. I'm following Apora now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can even see him. I don't know if I can see him,
Kilgore,
so you
can you
definitely
turn around,
can.
bro?
You can see his silhouette.
Hmm?
Okay, so Victor, you're asking Kilgore to turn around.
Oh, we're back to that.
I'm just asking this simple question. Can you turn around just for a second? I'm not going to do anything to you.
He's kind of looking at you with this puzzled look. What?
Give me 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. I'm not doing anything to you.
So Kilgore will turn around.
Okay.
I'm going
Hope we
to
fly up right now.
I'm gonna take off my mask.
And then 8 seconds in, he's gonna turn back around.
And I'm looking at
Like
the girl.
look over his shoulder really fast.
I'm looking at the girl, and as I'm taking off the mask, I'm doing disguise self at the same time to then disguise myself and put another mask on, or at least appear as if I have a mask on.
Okay.
And I'm going to give the girl my mask.
Oh, okay. So what are you disguising?
I see Kilgore. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What are you disguising? Who are you disguising?
I'm just
yourself?
looking like myself, but I'm just like I normally look. So I'm
But you're
giving
gonna cast disguise self
yes on myself
to look like what?
like I do with my mask on.
Oh, got you.
Taking
Okay,
the mask
so you're
off,
gonna
giving
make
it
it
to her. Yeah.
right. You're gonna make it look like you're wearing a mask still.
Yes.
Gotcha.
and then you turn back around and look at Kilgore, who's looking at you.
True sight.
Sure.
Kilgore's going to study you very, very, very closely.
I'm going to walk away immediately.
So DM, does the aspect of the beast eagle come into play there? Like extremely sharp eyesight. I guess that would be a perception roll against your disguised self.
So, yeah, but also if he had cast disguise self as he was taking his mask off, it would depend on where in the process of him taking his mask off that the disguised self would have come into play or whatever would have initiated, right?
Mhm.
It's not like it's sovereign glued. You could just like take it off in the middle of the night or something. Look at him.
So, yeah, it's also dark outside. So let's do this.
It doesn't matter for me if it's dark outside.
Right.
Yeah.
So Victor, make a.
If it's, I'm trying to see through the disguise. I don't know what I see through it, but it should be going off of the spell that I have to succeed an intelligence investigation check against it. I thought it was a spell save DC.
Hmm.
I was just trying to play that out. Is it not? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, you go ahead.
Let's see.
Maybe. Ow. Because it's an illusion, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see where this. So the aspect of the beast thing, though, doesn't mention. Let's see. Able to discern even fine details as though looking at something no more than 100 feet away from you.
Yeah, just dim light doesn't impose disadvantage. You were talking about it being dark out. And I'm like, that doesn't matter for me.
Right. So let's do this. Let's do opposing
check.
So let's do opposing rolls.
Okay.
Guidance.
It seems very familiar from a long time ago.
It's an investigation. It's an intelligence check, an investigation check against my spell save DC.
Is it against a spell save DC?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no bonus to investigation, and I don't have a high intelligence, so I get no
It's like,
bonus.
here's a net 20.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm cool with opposing roll or whatever y'all want to do.
No, we can do the spell save DC thing.
16.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Investigation roll. I'm not using a point of luck, just for the record. There you go.
There
7.
you go. All
I'm
right.
not using a point of luck for it. He knows you cast the spell, right? He's not stupid. He's,
Well, he took his mask off, but when you look at him, he's still wearing his mask. So it's like, all right, wait a minute.
tried.
And I walk away. So I'm going to
do what?
Kilgore makes very close note that apparently Victor wears a mask under his mask.
I'm just saying it's like that meme where the guy's taking off his sunglasses and it's just another pair of sunglasses. Like,
as we're now walking with her, having her tell us where we go, I guess, Kilgore's just going to be asking Victor every now and then, so, how many masks do you
wear? Enough. I'm going to kind of talk to Ranger and tell her, if anyone asks, you're my assistant. Don't tell anyone who you are. In fact, just don't speak unless, and if you do speak, change your voice. Does that make sense?
And she says, she tries to take on like a lower sounding voice or whatever, and she's like, okay.
Okay. Just a little pitchy. Try it again.
Try and use an accent.
I'm gonna give her guidance. See if she can do it better.
Or be like, try and talk like me, something exotic, something different.
She's like, okay.
roll performance.
I'm
gonna grade it.
All right,
give her guidance.
So Kane and Apora, as you guys fly over to the castle, all right? What is the first? So you guys make it to the castle, right? And you make it over to the front door where the castle is. You can immediately fly into the front wall. So make a perception roll, real quick, both of you guys. Which Kane, you do see Apora's silhouette flying off in the distance. I mean, he's got a massive wingspan, right? So he's pretty easy to spot, even with the
Big
sun having.
barreled.
Yeah. So the first thing that you guys notice is, and then Kane rolled a 12. So the first thing, the easiest thing to notice is there are already more guard um, around the castle walls than there were before.
Good.
So there's been an increase in castle guard already. So where before there were only the 2 guards standing on either side of the castle gate, there are now those 2 guard, but in addition to those, 7 more guard that you guys see. 4 of which are standing at various points around the outside of the castle walls, and 3 of which are patrolling inside the castle walls. So you guys make over to the front of the castle, right? Apora, you landing first. Kane followed behind after a couple of minutes. What is the first thing that you guys want to do when you get there?
Well, where do you think that they went off to?
I thought they would be
Missouri
here.
City. Well, maybe we should maybe they rallied back where we stayed the other night with the king.
Right.
That would be my first thought.
Sounds good to me, man.
Let us head out.
Okay. So you guys make your way into the castle, right? And you note that there are 2 guard standing at either side of the castle door, which was something that was not the case before. And they see you, and after glancing you guys over and noting what you guys look like or whatever, they both move in and open the castle doors on either side. They seem pretty well outfitted, so
Thanks,
they're wearing
bro.
a pretty good bit of armor as well as carrying weapons. When you step inside the castle, you note that there are 2 guard now standing on the inside of the castle doors as well.
Oh, nice.
So, which this is a huge change from what it was before. So the king's had a busy day. When you guys walk into the castle, whatever, one of the guardsmen looks over and says to you guys that the king has already gone to bed for the night. But he said, should you need him, he can be summoned. But you're welcome to help yourselves to the previous quarters you guys had used to sleep in, should you need it.
Oh, looks like they're not here.
You want to just
We do.
wait in the dining hall? Because I'm sure this is one of their places they're going to head back to.
Do you have a way of communicating to them? Well, maybe I do. And I'll just walk out the castle wall and I'll cast thaumaturgy and then make 3 lightning, like thunder sounds, back to back.
Okay.
Like, it's almost going to be unnatural sounding. Like,
Sure. Okay.
And it's going to be like, huh?
Sure, I'm sure it's not going to wake the king up at all.
So Victor and Kilgore, being a part of the guild or whatever, and having worked with Kane on a number of occasions beforehand, you guys would note that this would be something that Kane would do. So as you guys are walking through the city towards Ranger's house, which, by the way, she mentions, you're going to turn this one last corner and her house is going to be there. around this one last corner. So you've reached a city block where her house is. You guys hear the 3 loud, thunderous booms kind of echo through the city.
Was it
Um,
3 strikes for they're under attack, or is it 2?
Are you thinking of Game of Thrones or something?
No, I'm just jokingly asking Kilgore.
I don't know, but apparently they made it out safe, or at least
Yes.
Kane did. We need to hurry quickly.
Okay.
So I'm going to like pick her up and run with her.
Okay. So you turn around the one street corner or whatever, and her house is right there on the right.
Okay, if it's
you-
right there, then I might.
Do I see anyone like around staring ominously?
There's nobody around staring ominously, but there are a couple of people in the city that have taken note of you guys and find you guys to look a bit odd or out of place. They're definitely not used to a giant being in the city. And Victor, the way that you are and the way that you're dressed and everything is something that is not indicative of those average members of the city society. So you guys kind of stick out like a sore thumb. So as you guys are moving through the city or whatever, anybody that's out and about carrying on with business or whatever, they do take note of you, and kind of there are a couple of guys that have some lingering eyes as you guys pass by, not in a manner of like oh, we're watching you because we're not supposed to be here or whatever and we're trying to see what you're doing, but more in a manner of like, oh, this is an odd sight to see in our city.
Didn't they see us at the town meeting?
It is possible, but you're not 100% sure that everybody in the city was there for that.
Gotcha.
So you guys make your way around to her house, and the welcome that is there is one that is heartfelt, and it is full of tears. Both she and both her parents just absolutely break down. They embrace each other. It's quite a long embrace that seems to last for hours. That's what it feels like, anyways. And they're rekindling or kind of reconnecting and everything.
Oh no, we gotta go. There ain't no time for this mess. Come on, out the door to the kings.
She mentioned to her parents that they need to come with you guys to the castle. Upon your saying that, Kilgore, and she says that we're not safe, that these nice folks are dealing with things, but in order for us to stay safe, we need to go with them right now. And so her parents kind of like frantically with some reservation at first, but then with the relative situation of you guys having saved their daughter and bringing them back together, they then agree and start to grab a couple of things and begin to make their way towards the door and follow you guys out. So you guys eventually do make it back to the castle, where you find Apora and Kane kind of waiting on you guys in the Grand Hall. And of course, Kilgore and Victor, you guys note also the increased amount of guard in and around the castle. So with all that being said, it is 12:14. Does anybody got to get up early?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta get up at 6.
Okay. Apora, what were you about to say real quick?
No, I was just saying, what's up, bros, when Kilgore and Victor walk in.
Okay. So Kane and Apora, you guys see that Kilgore and Victor walk in. When they walk in, they're walking in with 3 additional people. The one girl that you guys recognize right off the bat, but then 2 older adults. So this will be a good place to end, to stop, especially since you guys got to get up early in the morning.
Cliffhanger.
When suddenly there's a loud roar that comes from outside the
I
castle.
don't know if this is canon or not. This is canon.
Yes.
I'm going to bed.
No, there's no loud roar. But the king does come out after hearing the little interaction between all of you guys. The king comes out of his room and says hello. He then mentions that he's making some changes to how things are and are going back to the way things were, and has a plan. But I don't really have a cliffhanger better than that. So
That's fine. That's great.
At least for this session. Cool. Yeah, good. So we'll pause. We're going to stop there. We're going to pause there.
All right. Not too busy in the chat room, but that's okay. We'll catch you all next time.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. Anybody that decided to jump in.
Mike just said nice session, TYVM for the show.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate you checking us out.
TYVM for you watching.
Yeah, man.
Kilgore is very disappointed. He did not even get to hit anything in combat.
Kane
very
feels pretty good.
Right? It was only one round. It was like a round plus one move.
Like Kilgore goes into a story as soon as he's seen a pour and everybody just, I threw the hammer. I thought I had the perfect hit. I should have just jumped across and throttled the thing with my bare hands.
Hey guys, just real quick before I go to bed, I'm working on an impression of one of the orcs from Lord of the Rings, and I want to see what you guys think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how good it'll be over this.
Find the half.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Here we go.
The age of men is over. Time of the orc is now.
How was that?
That's pretty good.
It broke up a little bit, but I'd give it like a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Cool. A solid 7 out of 10 is so much better than a 4 out of 10.
It wasn't bad. It was definitely pretty good.
It's better than Ron's Mufasa.
All right.
I like doing impressions.
This here.
Ron, let me hear Mufasa, Ron.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
I am.
Do Mufasa. Do Mufasa. I want to hear it
No,
now.
it's bad.
Come on.
I am interested.
Remember who you are. You got the clouds behind you and everything.
Yeah, I know. Like, remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king. Well, you hear say he was talking about my claw. Because that sounds like the claw.
The way you do it, it sounds more like claw than it does.
Yeah.
What I said.
It was like,
just say, I'll get you, Gadget.
I'll get you, Gadget.
Yep. That was Headbringer. It's done.
That's pretty good.
It probably doesn't help that my throat's all jacked up right now.
Yeah. You sounded rough earlier on Scum. You were like, oh, I feel bad for Ron. He's sick.
All right, people.
All right, y'all. Take care. Thank you for.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining.
Take care.